Hey friends, welcome back to Make My World Mini. We are over here with Star and Dara in Star's or on Star's balcony. She has a new mug that I made for her for St. Patrick's Day. I think it's so cute. It turned out adorable. It's like one of my better mugs. And then we have the trellis up. I did glue this one backwards by accident. I wasn't paying attention, but I can take it off and flip it around. But what's so cute on the other side, that's supposed to be the other way around, is I made grapes for it. So I will have to get that turned around eventually. But I have some stuff to share with you that I've created over the last couple weeks, or the last time I talked to you. I did accidentally delete the before footage, or what I made it out of, but I can share with you the ingredients, I guess you could say, or how I went about it. And then I will share the results. I will still move forward and share the results with you. So let's get to it. This is a great place to start. So as you can see on my notes, it says February 24th and February 25th. These are ideas that were going through my brain. And some people say that they're not original ideas, but there's only so many things, I think, in the world that we all see and we all create. You know, they're all similar because there's only so much, right? I don't know where some people come up with some of their ideas. Maybe they're just geniuses, you know, I don't know. But I have, here's some more, like February 25th, February 26th, and then I seen on somebody's channel, which I'll link it below, it's a mother and a daughter. They did like an alphabet thing. They created to that. I did a lot of it. I can kind of share with you, I guess, on that. That was just, I thought that was a great idea or a challenge that they did. I didn't do all of it though. And then here's my grandfather clock, which I had seen the mother and daughter create a grandfather clock. I have seen several other channels, My Froggy Stuff and several other channels create a grandfather clock. So I was like, well, that would be kind of cool to make, to put in Star's house. And this is a KitchenAid I wanted to make. I wanted to see if I could make one out of paper, cardboard, Play-Doh, that kind of thing. So we're going to get to that. And then here's like cardboard that I use. It's just, you know, regular pieces of cardboard from boxes. As you can see, this is from a work box. Some paper that we have at work for scrap paper. Sorry, I can talk. But here's some like scrap paper that, as you can see, I have some flowers drying over here. And this is how I create. I will create this. This is supposed to turn into a plant, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. I don't really like how it turned out, so I'm not sure. And then I started taking some of the ads that we have at work. I started taking some of those and creating, which you'll see some that I made out of the ad stuff. You know what I'm talking about. You get the ad, the weekly ad, and then I started cutting out the product and creating my own product. This was a sticker I found. I thought it was so cute because, you know, I junk journal. But anyway, so I started making stuff out of this. This one I think is actually put together. I just took two ads, taped them together, and then this actually, it actually opens up, and I want to make like little powder liquid things to put in there. So I don't know, so the dolls would have that, you know, there's something in it. And then this was from my coworker. This is how she gives me ideas. She just draws stuff on a piece of paper, writes stuff on a piece of paper. Now I did do the bird bath for Stars, and I did make a couple trellises, as you've seen on Stars, and then she had another idea for a trellis, which was this. So I did make one, which I'm going to share with you, but that one's going to go on Dara's patio. So let's get to that, because that'll lead right into what I made for Dara. So let's get to it. My coworker inspired me to make that one trellis, or a different trellis. So this is it. I just have to trim down these, I believe, is what I'm going to do, and create like a platform for it to sit on with a craft stick. Those are just coffee stirs and Elmer's gold glue. I use a lot of the Elmer's clear glue and the Elmer's white glue. These are my two favorite glues to use in my projects, as well as a glue gun. I got this glue gun from Family Dollar when my other one broke, the one I burnt my leg on in December. So here's that. But here's the table, the coffee table that I was working on out of that spool, or that ribbon spool, and it was empty. So I put a bottom on this one, and it still comes off right now. There, that was part of the ribbon. And then I glued this piece. You see that gold piece at the top? I glued that to bring the table up a little bit. I forget what that was from. I think it was like from a coffee cup or something. And then I made these bowls, plates. I liked how they sat. I don't know, I just thought they were pretty on the coffee table. And then you've seen the plant that I made, I believe, in the last one. And then of course these are coffee stirs glued to the top, and it's just acrylic paint and Mod Podge and glue. But I love it. I think it's going to look so pretty over by Dara's patio, or in her curiosity shop, which we're going to have to take a look at before we leave. We were supposed to look at something else, I think, in the last video, how it looked and how it turned out, but I don't remember what that was now. So hopefully eventually you'll see when we get there, you know, in time, you know. Alright, anyway, moving on. So I wanted a broom for Star's house. So I actually made this first, and it looked like a mop, not a broom. I do want to make a bucket for the mop. I think that would be really cute, but I don't know if I'd have a place to store the bucket in Star's house. I'm not sure. So I decided to go back to the drawing board and try and make a broom, and this is how my broom for Star turned out. Let me grab Star so you can see what she looks like with that. And then this is a dustpan I made out of that paper. I don't have a doll with me. I'm just guessing at the scale. So as you can see with the mop, I kind of guessed wrong with Star. She's a lot taller than the mop. But I do think it looks so cute, and she's not really going to use it, you know, unless it's a scene, and then she could be bent over or whatever. But it's mostly to hang on the wall. See, with the broom, I did do the scale much better. It's much taller, so it fits her a whole lot better. So for a scene, I think the broom and the dustpan would be a whole lot better for the scene, and just keep the mop on the wall. Now if I move, well, you could already see it in the video, I made the grandfather clock, and again you can see that I didn't make it tall enough. I almost tossed the grandfather clock. I almost threw it away when I was making it, because I was just so bummed how it was turning out. Let me get in a little bit closer. There we go. I was just so bummed how it was turning out, because it is shorter than the doll. But I was like, but in her room, which we will look at, it will look a whole lot better once it's where I want it to be. And I made a corner grandfather clock, so I kind of have to fix that part. I gotta turn it a little bit, because this is not glued down. I can slide it up and down. I did that on purpose. And then the face of the clock is printed, because I did write the Roman numerals, and it did not look good at all. And these are just little like metal pieces, jewelry pieces, for the hands and stuff. But this is all made out of paper and or craft sticks and coffee stirrers, something like that, because I do have a coffee stirrer in the back to hold it up so it'll stand. But the body is paper, this is paper, this is paper, this is craft sticks, this is paper, and then plastic from packaging. If I move this plastic, because I was trying to put a door on it, and as you can see I wasn't doing a very good job. That's how it almost got trashed too, because my door wasn't turning out right. So I got the piece of plastic in there, and then that's a chain from Dollar Tree, and that little weight like looking bead is from a co-worker. She gave me a bunch of stuff that I did share, but she gave me some more, and I painted that gold and put it in there. I don't know, I like it, it's pretty. I just wish I would have done a little bit better. My husband printed this one for me on his printer. I do want to add like a little bit of color to it and probably put it somewhere for Luna, because Luna is my shorter doll. Let me grab Luna. Here's my Luna. She is my OG Dollar Tree Friends Forever Club doll. She's one of the originals. I don't know if you can find them anymore. But she was also my first doll, but then I figured she needed a mom, so I got Adeline in a thrift store. I got Penelope at Target. I had a Five Below doll, but I broke her arm off, took her back. You guys probably know the whole story. Star is from a thrift store, but she's on Sunny's body. I got Sunny in a Fashion Fun box, and I used Sunny. I like Sunny's body, but I didn't like Sunny's hair. But I would like to find a body for Sunny and Janelle. I just got to match their skin. But anyway, that was the whole story on that. But as you can see, this grandfather clock that my husband printed looks really good with Luna. My husband printed me something else that I have to go grab. Okay, here's something else my husband printed for me. I don't know if he finished the top. I have to ask him. And the legs, I'm not sure. But this piano is also for Luna because it's going to be the right size for her, and I want to put it somewhere for Luna. But I wanted to share that with you because my husband printed that on his printer. Okay, so here we are. We end up over at the counter space, and I have a lot of stuff on the counters, as you can see. I'm pretty excited about it. I know people can make this too. I've been inspired by others. I'll put the channels in the description so you know where I've been inspired from to make it. I try not to make it exactly like they do because I'm me. I am me and they are them. So I try to just take the inspiration and then go with it for me. Like, how would it work for me? Or what would I like to do? Or how would I like to make it? So you guys know that I do a lot of the paper that I just showed you and the cardboard and Play-Doh. So let's go from there. So here's, you know, some other people have done this too, taking the ads and making boxes for their product, and that's what I did. I took, I think, 2 or 3 ads and I wrapped it around a box. That's what I did with this. And then I made this toothpaste, and I made that toothpaste, and it actually fits in the box, which I thought was pretty cool. And then I did it with the Reese's. I know that's not really the correct Reese's packaging, but I thought it looked really cool. And then I made some Reese's out of Play-Doh, and I glued them to paper, and so they can slide in the box. I thought that was really neat. I made some eggs, some colored Easter eggs, like chocolate Easter eggs, glued them to a painted water cap, and I just thought it looked really cute on the counter, and it's going to look really cute in Adeline's kitchen. This was supposed to be just like chocolates for March. Happy St. Patrick's Day if you guys celebrate St. Patrick's Day or you eat something fun. I figured the dolls could have something fun like little chocolates. And this was another dessert. I was trying to make sushi, but it didn't turn out quite the way that I planned or the way that I had in my mind, as you can see. So, but I thought it still looked very cute for the dolls. I'm like, well, it can still be some kind of food for the dolls, and I glued it in the water cap, and I just thought it looked really cute sitting in front of a doll. And this, I was stressing. I was having a very stressful day. So I decided to make something out of Play-Doh, and this is what it turned out like. I really liked it. I thought it turned out cute. Matter of fact, when I was making these limes right here, these slices of lime, because that's what they're supposed to be, I had a horrible customer that day. Oh my gosh. I was calm. She was not. It was awful. She ripped me a new one. It was awful. It was a really, really bad day. Ain't that funny that a memory like that is tied to that? It's kind of funny and kind of sad. It would be fun to have like vegan tacos, keto tacos, green tacos, something like that for St. Patrick's Day for the dolls, because this is March, right? So I just thought those turned out really cute. Again, it was one of those challenging days, not as bad as that day right there, but this was fun, and it helped with stress. It helps me to be able to cope you know, like at work, or deal, I guess you could say, with customers. And because it's like a fidget spinner kind of thing for me. And it helps me stay friendly along with my coffee. All right, and then I wanted some plant-based corn dogs. I don't know if you guys have ever had plant-based corn dogs before, but they are stinking delicious. And this one I didn't glue down because I really wanted the doll to be able to hold it in a scene and look like she was taking a bite. But those, oh my gosh, those were so fun to make. They're so cute. I love them. But they're plant-based corn dogs. And then as you can see, I don't want to lift all this stuff. But I have like some fails, or I would consider them fails in the center here. I wanted to make like some roast beef meat. This was supposed to be like a shamrock shake. I have some bacon here. That's not necessarily a fail, but I didn't know where to put it. I have some March cookies right there. I have some grapes. Now those aren't too bad. I could seal those a little bit better and possibly put those on a trellis, because on a trellis they might look okay, you know. And then I eat English muffins, or I make homemade English muffins at home before I go to work a lot, you know, or often I should say, not a lot, often. And that's what that's supposed to be. It's supposed to be egg and cheese with ham. I just thought that was really cute. Not that you have to put the ham on it, but the ham gives it a little bit of pizzazz in Mini World. Alright, anyway, let's continue. So my one son made me this little wine glass. It's not stuck to this, but this is a little wine glass, or a little tumbler. I thought it was so pretty, and I would love my son or my husband to make more of the wine glasses that are clear, or a pitcher that would be clear. I think that'd be really cool. You guys have already seen the cookies that I tried to make for March or St. Patrick's Day. In the last video, I believe you've seen those. I made some potato chips. I'm not going to lift those. I love making Play-Doh potato chips, and here's the little like ad that I used to make like a little fun size bag, or a portion size bag, or an individual size bag of potato chips. And then I made chicken nuggets. These are cute. I almost dropped it again. Did you see that? So I made some chicken nuggets. I think they turned out okay with some chips, some potato chips. See, this is why I don't like touching, because it messes up everything. And then I took one of the chicken nuggets and made like a little container for it. I didn't get to paint the container, but I put ketchup in there as if she was dunking a chicken nugget. And again, plant-based chicken nuggets. I try to eat plant-based as often as I can because of my stomach. But anyway, moving on. I know that's not that important. I made green eggs and ham because I just wanted green eggs and ham. But I did a little bit different technique making the eggs. I took Elmer's glue on plastic wrap, put like a drop or whatever, and let it kind of spread out and dry. And then I painted it and put Play-Doh as the yolk, and then ham. So I thought that turned out really cute. And then my husband made this, like, I don't know, he was trying to make something else, and it turned out like a cap. And I told him, I said, oh, I could put like a little dish in there, and it could be like a charger. He didn't know what I was talking about. I'm like, it's a plate under a plate kind of thing. But anyway, it's really cute. I like that. And then I made these little bottles, or Play-Doh bottles. I made this one. I made the heart-shaped one. I figured these would probably go in stars. And then I tried to make like a little cat one. And then I made this. It was just leftover Play-Doh. And I was like, oh, that looks cool. Maybe these two would look really cool in Dara's room. In her one palm reading room. What is that called? Like a spirit reading room or something? I don't know. Her purple room. And then I made this for Dara. I tried to make Newton's Cradle, but I wish I would have brought the fishing line down a little longer. But this was very challenging to make because I used resin to get the wire to stay, so that I could try and get the ball on there and then get them all kind of lined up as good as possible, so it looked, well, it looked as good as possible, you know. And then this is supposed to be a paper towel holder. I do have some double-sided tape on the bottom. It's a piece of cardboard and toothpick and paper towel wrapped around there with a bead from my coworker, you know, all the stuff she gave me with a little bead on there. And then this is the regular eggs and bacon that I made. The bacon is Play-Doh, and the egg part, or the white part, is glue on that plastic. Again, I loved how it turned out. And then the yellow, or the yolk, is Play-Doh. And then here, let me share with you. These are just cardboard, or that poster board, or that paper that I told you, with one of the ads wrapped around it. I did it to the biscuit one too, and as you can see, I didn't finish. And then I made like a lid, and I did make biscuits to go in here, because as you guys know, many of you doll people are, I don't know what, doll friends, that's what I'll call you, doll friends are, you guys like stuff in the packages too. So I made like these little biscuits. No, they're not the greatest, they're not colored right, but I was like, well, we're not going to see them that often because they're just going in the tube. So I made those just so the tube wasn't empty. And then I wanted to have something that hold like Keurig cups, and this was the closest one that I thought would fit the doll scale. However, my box is not finished, and it's open in the back. I need to close it or make little K-cups to put in there, but I thought, well, on the shelf, doesn't it look so cute? And then let's go back here. These are all just stuff that I've made, you know, out of the ad. And then I made like little cookies to go in here. No, they're not the greatest. And then I made like little dough things to go in here. And then I made little coffee beans, as you can see, to go in there. Here, let me move that. See, little coffee beans to go in the bag. But is the scale right? No, they are smaller, obviously. But sitting on a shelf in a dollhouse looks really cool, and they're not empty, which I like. I don't like things empty. And then I wanted to make an ice cream bowl. I had all these like little round paper bowls that I had made. I think I was doing something in December or for December. And then I made the paper bowl. This is, I don't even know what this, it was something, some kind of plastic. I think it's from a Q-tip actually. And then I wrapped it in foil, and then it's glued onto a button. And I just thought it made a really cute bowl of ice cream. And then this is that paper that I showed you. And then I took a button, a matching button, one for the bottom, one for the top, fed a paper clip in the top, and now it's a jar. I could actually take this off, this lid off, and I could put stuff in it if I want to. I don't have anything in there right now, but I just thought it looked really pretty, and I was like, well, in a dollhouse, that would look really pretty. And again, for March, the green. And then the last thing I need to share with you over here, I do believe, is my little KitchenAid that I made out of cardboard, paper, and Play-Doh. I took paper and I put Play-Doh over it, and there's cardboard under that, and there is cardboard there. It kind of moves. I don't know if I can do it with, yeah, I can't do it with one hand, but it kind of lifts because I have it on paper and glue that kind of lifts. But I thought it would look really cute. First, I just wanted to see if I could make one out of paper and cardboard. Can I do it? Would it look right? Would it look like a KitchenAid, or would it look silly? I think it turned out pretty good. I do like using the Play-Doh over it. I know some people will use clay over it. And then some people just use paper and whatnot. I don't know. And I know some people do the spackle. Spackle's okay for some things, I think, but not always great for me. But then I had that little whisk from Teeny Tinies, so I put it up in there. Can it be removed? Yes. Could I put something else up in there? Yes. Would I want to? Probably not. I'm not really sure why I want to do that, because it's just going to sit in the dollhouse. It's just decor in the dollhouse. And then that bowl is from the Miniverse makeup thing that we recently opened. So as you can see, I don't know, I made that. It's cool. I'll put it in Dara's kitchen because Penelope has a teeny tiny one and Adeline has the one from, I think, Miniverse or Mini Brands, and then I've got this one, but I guess I could always put it in stars. But it's just not the right color for stars. I just wanted to see if I could make it. But anyway, enough of that talk. Let's finish up and wrap up this video. Let's go. So the very last things that I made, or my husband made, he made this vase on his printer. I thought it was very pretty. I want to put it in Dara's. That's why I was making that one plant that I don't know if it would go in here and look right or not. But I did make this out of Play-Doh. And I liked how it looked in there. But I think I need like stuff around it, you know, plants around it. I think it would look a whole lot better. And of course I made some more of those paper bowls because I absolutely love those paper bowls. They're so nice to put stuff in, and then I don't have to use some of my other stuff. I can keep my other stuff, you know, to put stuff in and take it out. And then I was trying to make like little peeps, you know, those little peeps. I gotta put them in a tray or something. You know, those peeps that most people, well, I don't know anybody that likes those peeps. But that's what I was trying to make right there. And then I made a mailbox. I was inspired to make a mailbox from My Froggy Stuff. Those that mother and daughter and a couple other channels. They've made mailboxes before. So I wanted one. I was like, well, I would like to have a mailbox in front of Penelope's house. I think that'd be so cute. So I had like a little piece of grass. This is a piece of wood from those sponge brushes from Dollar Tree. And then this is all paper and paint and nail polish. That is a paper clip. And I wanted to do the flag like My Froggy Stuff did. And my flag moves, not as good as hers, but it does move. So I was pretty excited about that. I was like, yes, I did it. I could do it. My Froggy Stuff, I could do it. I did it. I was pretty proud of myself. And it does open. Now, I don't have a hinge. It's double-sided tape and glue. That's how I did mine. Because I'm not going to be opening mine and closing it all the time. I'm just not. It's probably going to sit open most of the time over by the dollhouse, by Penelope's house. And I do have mail in there. I wanted to share the mail with you because I think it's funny and cute. The other two packages don't have anything wrote on it. But I have this one like Star, Mini World, 789 Enjoy Road, Joyful WD. I just thought it was funny. You know, World, Joyful World, get it? And then get it, 789 Enjoy Road, Joyful World. So I thought that was cute. And yes, I have Star's name on it because I wasn't sure if I was going to put the mailbox by Star's dollhouse or Star's house or Penelope's, but it's probably safest by Penelope's. So, but it's okay. Star can have letters coming to Penelope's house. It's fine. There was one more thing that I have to share with you that I just seen that I almost forgot, and I don't want to forget. So the last thing I want to share with you, I want to show you this because I don't know if I'll be able to come back before Easter or not, or if I'll have more stuff to share with you or stuff I've created. Because sometimes I'm just like, what should I create? What should I make? And sometimes, yeah, I am inspired a lot by what others make because I'm like, well, I don't know what direction my creativity is flowing. But anyway, let's wrap this up. So I made this basket out of paper. Yes, the same way or the same paper that I shared with you in the beginning, and the same way I would make this bowl. And then I made a basket. I really love the basket. The basket turned out absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I'm pretty proud of myself. Thank you very much. Give myself a hand pat on the shoulder. Good job, Sheila. But the grass is Play-Doh. I let it dry out. That's what I do a lot of times. That's why it takes me so long too, because I will let my Play-Doh creations dry out for 2 to 3 days sometimes. It just depends. And then I will go back and add more or change them or seal them, glue them, that kind of thing. And then I made the little floppy bunny inside. Made this little floppy bunny. I don't know if you guys can see the little floppy bunny, but it was supposed to be like a little chocolate bunny. Ain't it cute? To put in the basket. I just thought it was adorable. I wanted to share with you. Is he the cutest? No. He is one I would consider a fail creation, but he was so silly looking, but yet so adorable. I wanted to share with you. And he looks so cute in the basket for Adeline's Easter table. So hopefully I will be able to come back, but I just don't know how much I will be able to create to be able to come back sooner or more often. I don't know. But at least now I can move all of this stuff now because I've shared with you. So now I can move it all and put it in its place, and we can move on for the next time, right? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Gets you some green eggs and ham, possibly. Or maybe some chicken nuggets. And happy Easter. Maybe you can have some chocolate eggs or chocolate bunny in a beautiful, cute little basket. Or maybe some hard-boiled eggs and jelly beans. I don't know, but I hope you guys have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day and a wonderful Easter if I don't get back in time. I do hope you enjoyed spending time with Mini World today. I'm so sorry I deleted those clips. It wasn't on purpose. Hopefully I can do better as I continue to move forward. I hope you get to relax, enjoy, and create in your mini world, and I will see you next time. Bye!